Good morning and welcome to our next edition of the Sermon on the Mount series. And today we are looking at Matthew chapter 5, verses 21 through 26. And this is a little bit of a longer Bible reading than what we've been doing. And so we're going to just dive right in and see what God has to say to us today. He says, Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly, while thou art in the way with him, lest any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Last week, we discussed the immutability of the law and how that Christ is the divine legislator. He continues his discussion of the law and further establishes who he is in relation to the law and how modern teaching, both modern in that period of time, and we can also look at our own modern teaching in our own society today and see how that these things have watered down the intent and the demands of the law. Here, Jesus explores the subject of anger and shows how that modern teaching treats the subject. But then Jesus says something here that continues to emphasize who he is in relation to the law. He says, but I say. Jesus is speaking with authority because he is the divine legislator. He's the one that sets the law. And if he says that none of it's going to pass till all things are fulfilled, then what he's saying here is that this is what I'm telling you, and this is not passing away. This is what I want in your life. Thou shalt not kill, according to Jesus here, is more than just the physical act of murder, but it encompasses all expressions of anger. A word spoken in anger or a heart of bitterness in God's eye is a violation of the sixth commandment. He also deals here with the importance of making things right. Especially with someone that you have wronged, whether it's making things right with God or with your fellow man. Jesus said in Mark chapter 12, verses 30 to 31, And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. This is straight from the divine legislator himself. He said, no other commandment is greater than love. And when you cannot love your fellow man, when you cannot love God, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how many sacrifices you bring or how many tithes or offerings you pay. If you don't have love, nothing else matters. Jesus here, as our divine legislator, makes it clear, if you have done something to offend someone else, if you have wronged someone else in any way, the most important thing that you need to do in that moment, right away, is to make things right. And he explains, if you don't make things right, things can go badly for you. You could even end up in prison if you're continuing to be stubborn, be proud, and not take the time to love someone else and show them that by making things right. Now, what I want to leave you with here today is, if you're not a Christian and you're having anger issues, and there are a lot of people that do that, anger is a base human emotion. And if without Christ, it is natural to experience anger. Well, we are warned by Jesus for a very good reason. How many crimes are committed because someone committed it out of anger? And many times those people end up in prison for that. And Jesus is trying to explain to us, anger is not the resolution of the problem. Love is. And all throughout his teaching, from verse 3 to this point of chapter 5, we see God's love towards sinful man. And then, as Christians, our love that God sheds abroad on us being dispensed through us towards other sinful men. And now we see love being exemplified as the solution to many of our problems in our society. And so what is the takeaway as a sinner? Come to Jesus. He has all the love that you need. And he does love you. He cares. And he will save you from your sin. And if you're a Christian and you're finding that you're having issues with anger, go to God. Take care of if you've hurt someone, if you've wronged someone, swallow your pride. Go to that person. Make it right. Allow God to shed his love through you. And then, as a result, God will help you and will resolve your own issues with anger. Salvation is the key to all of it. We need, as I've been saying for weeks now, we need as Christians to clean up our act. We need to allow love to be the order of the day in everything we do. If it wasn't important, Christ would not have told us in multiple places, first and foremost, love. Let's love one another and fulfill the laws of Christ. And as always, God loves you, and we love you. We're praying for you. God bless you, and have a fantastic week in the Lord.